Hi, everybody. So this is Danny from the DMV Music Alliance, and I am here with Marc 2Ray, who is starting off our Spotlight series. He is a hip hop artist and a music educator who's also up for a Do Good Award with this year's Whammies. So, Marc, welcome. Hi. Really, really great to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So first of all, tell us how you got hooked on music. What is it about music that just made this something you got really, really passionate about?
Yeah, I guess I go back with music through connections with my family. My mom was a growing up. My mom's mom was a concert pianist. My dad is a huge music collector. So I got really good early exposure to music. Just growing up to my dad's record collection, which you can see kind of tucked back there a little bit. So just growing up to a lot of exposure, and then I kind of got connected through hip hop, just through similar records he was listening to. He listened to NWA and Public Enemy back in the day, and then that kind of got me going. And then I just really just fell in love with hip hop and started writing craft and found kind of a sort of therapeutic sense of just like making it and sharing music, and just really became a big passion of mine.
Absolutely, and I absolutely love that room. I'm kind of jealous of it, honestly.
Oh, thanks.
So you've been a hip hop artist now for how long?
So I have been actively putting out music since 2015. So
Okay.
yeah, it's been a little while now. So no, I'm blessed with the journey and where it's taken me so far.
Great. And then so now you're using that to heal people in a couple of ways. You're using it through the message in your songs, and you're also using it in your day job. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so some of the songs that I put out, have a lot of storytelling and emphasis on sort of historical, social issues. So there's a song about the Armenian genocide, a couple other songs that talk about white privilege, race relations. Very important topics that I think kind of need to be discussed so that we can work forward and heal those subjects. So those some of those songs are being used in schools to help educate different high school and college students and sort of bring that conversation and that narrative forward. In my day job, I work as a therapist for children with special needs, and at the Floor Time Center in Bethesda, which is a play-based therapy center. And there, a lot of that is based on engagement and connecting with the child and building meaningful back and forth to sort of help target the therapy goals. So music can be a really great way to engage a child and help build a connection.
Absolutely. And how did your music start getting used in schools?
So that really started when I released my song 1915, and that was one of the first songs I actually like really put out back in 2015, which was the centennial of the Armenian genocide. And that really just started because essentially, my grandfather was a survivor of the genocide. The perpetrator, the Ottoman Empire, now modern day Turkey, has been denying it for 100 and almost 108 years now at this point. So spreading that message and just building awareness was very important to me, and that was a big part of like why I made the song. So the release plan was just like, let's just get it out there to as many people. And part of that was having it be like a free resource for teachers, like a teaching tool. And I
Mhm.
think they really, a lot of ways, gravitated towards that because I think hip hop is a medium that young people can really identify with. It's something that they would listen to on their free time a lot of the time. So having a history lesson, put into that mode is very engaging for them and helps with retention. And I think teachers were reporting, higher engagement in classes, more questions being asked after the song. So, um, and that sort of just set up a little snowball effect where I had, other songs on other topics and sort of building off that platform already.
Absolutely, that's absolutely amazing. And so, building off of that, you now do some activism along those lines. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So again, like a lot of like 1915 sort of was sort of the catalyst for starting that as well. I mean, that song has kind of a human rights issue, kind of going on some social issues and some political sort of undertones, sort of talking about the history of this and everything. So there's because it's something that's ongoing, the genocide, technically the last stage of the genocide is denial. So we're still kind of at that. And so we get the perpetrator to acknowledge it and sort of make some reparations or at least an acknowledgement. So every year, Armenians on April 24th, which is sort of the day that is commemorating the Armenian genocide, all around the world, rally and commemorate and sort of help bring awareness to this to sort of help further the cause of finding some reconciliation. So I've been very fortunate to partner with some of these great organizations and perform the song at rallies in Times Square outside the White House and some of the bigger March for Justice stuff out in LA. So that sort of has led sort of a way of me getting involved and having it be bigger than the music and sort of a little bit of grassroots and sort of organizing people, helping them to come out.
Mhm.
And then at the same time on social media, just sort of directing people, if you want to get involved, like here's how you do, write to your congressman, like here's the way to do it. And then I think that's carried over on some of my other songs too. So just, helping to spread the message out there.
Absolutely. What would you say have been the biggest challenges you've had as an artist, trying to put your music out there or performing, things along those lines?
So I think that one of the biggest challenges I think in a lot of ways a pretty common challenge is just once you have the music is just getting it out there
Mhm.
to that bigger base. I think one of the things that I found was a bit of a hurdle. I mean, obviously 2020 was just a whole mess for everybody in the entertainment industry. I mean, for everybody, but as far as for work, the entertainment industry actually not being able to go places and do things in person was really, really tough. Um, so I dropped an album at the start of 2020, which did not resonate as much as I would have hoped because a lot of the PR sort of release plan was based around live performances and things. So we kind of had to switch gears pretty quick into that. Um, One of the other challenges that I've had is sometimes because some of my songs talk about social issues and things like 1915 or other things, sometimes that is hard to promote on social media and things like that. They won't allow you to do that. So that's one of the things where sometimes it's hard to sort of get it out there to that wider audience. But I've been very thankful for other routes like getting it into schools and going sort of the scholarly route. And it kind of in a way is almost like a blessing because you're going a grassroots way, which means that the people who are actually sharing it and hearing it are actually really interested into it. So it's like, you know, it's kind of a much more supportive way than I think just getting it out there to a whole bunch of people who might not quite hear it.
Right.
Uh,
What's next for you?
yeah, so I have a song called Tik Tok Tik, which is coming out actually in less than a week on next Tuesday. And that was
Mhm.
produced by LOZ Beats, mixed by Chris Carter, and very excited to put that out there. And this song is really cool. It's going to be sort of like a throwback to sort of hip hop lyricism. And the subject is more or less sort of kind of focusing on the lens of time passing and how sort of like putting time and effort to create and craft quality content through storytelling and lyricism will
Mhm.
sort of add longevity as opposed to sort of chasing clout on social media like TikTok or something. So it's kind of playing off of the riff of that a
Right.
bit.
Okay. And what do you have any advice for other artists who are trying to pursue similar interests?
I would say the best bit of advice I can give is just find a team who can help you. Because like
Mhm.
to really make it and to get out there, you got to have like photos, videography, good quality videos. You got to have someone helping you with social media. Helping you book. So like even if it's not someone like who's like your team, like they're working for you. Like if you just partner with them and it's like you help them out, they help you out. Having access to that kind of good quality materials for all the content that you put out is really going to help you sort of just break through the mold.
Right. And is there anything that we can do for you, that the music community can do for you?
I have a pre-save link for my song Tik Tok Tik. If you guys want to pre-save that, that'll be available and then hear it when it comes out. It'll be up on Bandcamp and all major platforms. And I think, one of the best things I think is just sometimes just sharing the music. And if you feel like buying it, buy it. And, I'll just put that into making more music.
All right, awesome. It was awesome speaking with you today. We wish you all the best of luck with everything. You've got quite a lot going on. And if you can, please vote for him for the Do Good Award via the Whammies this year. And we will see you next time. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you for having me.